Your Party, honestly, again, current name, Your Party, who knows what it's going to end up being called at this point, continues to be, quite frankly, an absolute joke. Um, Recently, they sent out an email where it basically said very plainly, oh, by the way, we're trying to get our founding documents and stuff all set up. And oh, yeah, by the way, if you happen to have, paid under the whole Zarah Sultana debacle that happened a couple of months ago, don't worry about it. Just follow this link here and say you've paid before. And oh, don't worry, you'll get full voting constitutional rights. Hence, I was having, and some others of us in the politics social chat had quite some fun making up, the typical, fun comical names like, Phil McCracken. So yeah, that was, a fun time. And yes, you can go and submit things to their constitution as well. I have tried it. I have done it. It is really, really weird that, you can just do this. No other party would be in and around any of this type of stuff. But that is the situation that your party is in. It is an absolute goddamn joke. Its entire founding has been nothing but an absolute comedy of errors. Not only that, there is still the whole story that Jeremy Corbyn and Zarah Sultana can't even get along with each other, to a point where they did a whole tour up and down the country very recently. They couldn't even share a green room. Meanwhile, of course, you've just had a potential threat of like financial of like legal action against some of its founders, who they have now left, apparently, from at least last I heard. I don't know what might have happened. Apparently, it's all done and settled now, but I doubt it. We'll probably get some more ridiculousness at some point. But as I have said before, if you really want to look at the history of left-wing sort of political movements in the UK, you will find a litany of failed parties that have tried to start on the left and have never, ever really succeeded, because it always comes down to one key word: electoralism and power. Two words, technically, but you can't get elected, you don't win power. Now, I've said this time and time and time again. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you have the best words, the best policies, the best ideas, the best tax policy, economic, whatever. If you cannot get elected, it doesn't matter. And under our current political system, under first past the post, which I always remind people, as much as I do want to see our system be changed, you have to play the current game. You have to play it as it is. Doesn't matter if you say it's unfair, etc. That's the game you have to play until it changes. That's the one we have to play. And as I've said before, there's no prize for coming second place. First past the post is very, very clear. It is winner takes all. And it is a contest over 600 and odd seats now in Parliament, each for individually. A national party is the only way you can really fight in all those seats. So until the game changes, we're all playing Monopoly. It doesn't matter if you go off in the corner and start playing Clue, because even if you do get it right that it was Colonel Mustard with the candlestick in the library, we're all playing Monopoly, and you still have to go. Still have to, go straight to jail. Don't pass go. Don't collect £200. Roll a 6 to get out of jail, please. It's the game. And it's very, very interesting for the fact that Zarah Sultana recently did an interview on the BBC where she had this to say. So where are we? So Nick Robinson, on his BBC podcast, Political Thinking, it said if she aimed, of course, with a new party, of course, to replace Labour. She said this: that is, of course, the vision. We are a party of the left. We have to build, and we are starting from very humble beginnings. This isn't a 3 to 4 year project. This is a 10, 20, 30, 40-year project. Good, of course, if you end up failing for the next decade or so. Oh, well, it's okay. This is a 40-year project, guys. But of course, she agreed the party was not just one of protests. She said, I'm in politics because I have a desire to, of course, to try and change people's lives for the better. And of course, that means winning state power. Which, bear in mind, you do not actually see people do this. Even Zach Polanski, for all the appearances he has made, has never actually really said, yeah, if we want to make a change, then we actually have to win and get in power to do it. So this is actually quite interesting from Zarah Sultana, who actually appears to be, for the first time in a long time that I have seen this, an actual lefty coming out and saying, yeah, if we actually want to make a change, we actually have to, get in power. The ironic thing, of course, is that not too long ago, she was technically in power. She was part she was a Labour MP. She was part of the party in power. She could have made a change. Sure, might not have been the change that she wanted to, but she could have affected the party from the inside and pushed it to more progressive and left-wing ideas. But no, that wasn't good enough. Now we have to have a brand new party. And bear in mind, not too long ago, there was a poll. I've tried to find it again, but I couldn't find it. But it's a graphic. And it shows you what people think of the political parties. And bear in mind, this is a poll of us, like people in the UK. What do you think this party is? And people said Labour. They said it was a party of the left. Now, of course, there were a lot of lefties screaming at this, saying, it's not true. It's not true at all. Meanwhile, of course, they ignore the fact time and time again. As I've said, there is another poll, very interesting poll, where you poll people and you ask, are you someone on the right? Are you a centrist? Are you on the left? That poll gets done periodically. I think it's being done again this year. So we'll see what the results come out as this year. But for the past two, 25% are on the right, 24% on the left. In the first one that was ever done, 30% said they were centrist. In the second one, 35% of people who responded to it said they were centrists. People forget and people get hyped up. They get whipped up. I've seen this with the Greens crying about, oh my God, we've got over 150,000 members. Well, guess what? So too did Jeremy Corbyn when he was leader of the Labour Party. Didn't win those two elections, did he? Just because you have a lot of members does not mean that those people are going to be activists. Not only that, how on earth does your party and Green Party, bear in mind, there is a lot of animosity between these two parties at the moment. How does then that split the vote for them? Not only that, are all those members going to vote when it comes down for the Green Party in their area? How does that break down to, how many of those 150 members, I don't know, are in this constituency or in this council seat? There's a lot, once again, electoralism and voting, being able to make compromises, doesn't seem to go too far on the left, unfortunately. Zarah Sultana, of course, claims she's has her sights now set on that is ultimately what she wants to do. Trying to show that, they've got to now prove, as she says here, they have the means of actually, trying to run the government, means nationalizing, means building council homes, providing people with, good, secure jobs they deserve. All those things mean actually winning power, which is what she's committed to do. That will take building a party, organizing, knocking on millions of doors, and trying to articulate your policies. Will she be able to do it? I don't know. We'll see. Just because you, quote, win the left does not mean you win elections. We've seen that time and time again. If you want to win a British general election, you not only have to get your side to turn out as well, you have to at least win more than what, 12, 15% of those centrists. So we'll see what happens with your party. But it's gone from having a very turbulent start to this. Will these disasters continue? Well, we'll see what happens with the constitution, because I've been seeing what people have been putting forward to this constitutional amendment, and to say that each individual area is at odds with each other is understatement. That's for sure. But as always, let me know what you think about all this. And of course, as always, we'll see you all next time.